the Hui Muslim, after so many generations, have forgotten Islam, nor do you know if the Han person has converted to Islam. Because that is a racial, there are quite a few.
Because there is a conflict between Han and Hui.
Yeah.
There is still there going on right in Xinjiang or somewhere.
Yes.
Huh? Han Muslim, Han Chinese and Hui Chinese.
Yeah.
In mainland China, Muslims, like men and ladies, when they get married, they usually consider marrying someone who is already Muslim.
This is really serious in China. That means the Hui Muslims. And in a Hui family, and you are not allowed to marry a Han people. It's not allowed. But normally, like if the boy or the girl wants to convert it to Islam, then we admit it. But most of the time, the parents don't allow them to get married with a non-Muslim, the Han people.
Han people. Why? What is the reason?
Because they thought we have different ideas. You don't believe in our religion, and we can't live together. We have different customs, and the diet, we eat different things. The Han people eat pork, we don't. And that's the big problem.
Han Muslim people?
Yeah,
no, there is Han Muslim.
Yeah.
But
No, but he's talking about the non-Muslims.
Non-Muslim. Han is the nationality.
Yeah.
That is another race.
Yeah.
You know, who is this?
Although when you look at all of them, you can't really distinguish, especially if you're in.
Yes, we cannot
Do
distinguish.
you feel proud of that you are Muslim in China?
Yeah, why not? I think how to say, I'm honored.
How about Shandong? In Shandong province, I heard there's a lot of Muslims. I saw
Shandong. Yeah, there are lots of Muslims in different cities.
Yeah, but there is a lot of aliens also from there, right? A lot of.
就是那个有文化的，比较
There is. Yeah, there are lots of them.
Most of the people, when they try to get, for example, I know a community in Fujian province. When they want to get imam, they would normally get.
Fujian province.
Yeah, there's a very small Muslim population there. You know, when I told you about the Silk Road, Trento, that area still have pockets, small pockets of Hui Muslims. In fact, they're supposed to be, the Ting family is supposed to be 60,000 strong. But the real Muslims in that area, maybe not more than 300.
How about is there any interconnection between this vast area, between the Hui Muslims?
Yes.
Is there any?
Connection?
What type of?
You mean connection?
Connection.
Network.
Yes. Network.
Not really.
No.
I mean, my family in the
Yeah.
north, because my parents always say, because I was here before I came to Hong Kong, I was in Shenzhen, and they always worry about my life, because there's not Muslim restaurants there. How can you eat there?
There is.
Yeah, they thought that we only have the Muslims in north. They don't think that there's some Muslims in
They are
south.
They are not immigrating, and they are not visiting other places, other Muslims area.
Seldom. Really.
The most
So how do you get, sorry?
the people who are mostly traveling would be, if you look at the main Chinese cities, when you see a Lanzhou Lamian, you know, the noodle shop, and the Qinghai people, they're the ones opening the restaurants. They would be the most mobile of all the Hui Muslims. They would be the most mobile. And we do have a religious network in China, but it is not very strong. So, for example, people, when sometimes in different times of the year, they would all come down to different areas to learn, especially during summer.
There are some organization in Beijing. There are some Muslims organization. They cannot coordinate with all these.
Under control of government.
Community. Yeah.
Under control of government.
Yes,
Because the government will not allow you to go big, grow big.
Yeah.
They won't allow it.
All imams.
They won't interconnect with these people, all the people to unite together. No, they won't allow it.
No, these are all very informal things.
Informal, yes.
So Muslims in China, how do they educate themselves?
They go to the mosque and the imam will teach the Islamic knowledge.
Do you speak Arabic?
No, sorry.
但学过没有？
I want to learn. I want to learn.
Actually, you know, religious practice was banned.
Yes.
Some say around 25-30 years ago.
Yeah, cultural revolution.
They just recently opened.
Yes.
So now they are imams are teaching to
Yes,
the...
yes. There's quite a few Arabic language schools in the whole of China. And I know a few people who have set up.
But surprisingly, I used to visit this Kowloon Masjid. Even last Friday also I was there. I used to be there. It's a very good. Some young guys I used to visit for Ramadan. They are coming from somewhere. Their Qiraat is very good. But they say they never go outside China. But their Qiraat, they never go outside China.
In that area, the one I told you, Lanzhou, that area they have very good Arabic schools. And also in Ningxia, the girls,
they say Ningxia.
So, and Yunnan. So there are the major minority centers in China. They would have very good Arabic schools, and they would actually be importing. You see that lady? She's an Arabic scholar coming from overseas to teach them. So they do have that process. Although in her area,
they have more resources.
So much.
They have more resources than us.
Yeah.
And how did you compare Hong Kong with other Chinese cities as a Muslim? Do you feel you have more freedom, or you're more open in Hong Kong to accept Islam, or you find that it's the same thing in China?
I think in China, it's not that the government don't allow you to believe your religion. It's that you don't enjoy that much
You
freedom.
have more restrictions in China?
Like, not, you can't tell. Like, for example, I told you the story, like yeah. It's just like that. Not, the government didn't say that. I don't want you to believe your religion, but sometimes you just can say that you don't enjoy that much freedom.
And to give you a very glaring example, you cannot distribute a leaflet in China, whatever it is, because we made a mistake before, and we distributed a restaurant leaflet, and the people were arrested because it was a leaflet, whatever leaflet it is.
Whatever information.
Yes.
Not that serious. For the schools, for training schools, that you can.
For the schools, yeah. But also in China, you cannot, the schools do not allow you, the government does not allow you to teach religious education in schools. It's only available in the masjids. So if you live very far away, or you don't have access, then you don't learn about Islam. And also in some areas like where they have very big problems now, for example in Xinjiang, I think they still have restrictions there on who can learn in the masjid. And all the associations in China, the official ones, including the masjids, all the people are appointed, must be approved by the government. So that is that is the extent of the problem that you might face there, as opposed to here, right, in Hong Kong.
So
even some mosque imams also provided by government.
No, they have to approve it.
Yes.
You can give a suggestion.
Under government control.
Yes. If they don't approve
they want
it,
to make sure that what he talk is according to their boss.
Yes.
He should not exceed the limit.
There are some good things also.
Yeah.
China government is refurbishing mosque in China.
Yes, they do.
Government plans. They provided one huge mosque in Yiwu city. There at one time 5,000 people can offer prayers.
And in Guangzhou as well, they built a very big mosque for the Asian Games, I think. They built a huge mosque there. Yeah.
So things are changing there.
Yes.
So the Chinese government don't want you interfere in politics.
Yes.
As far as you are just doing your prayers, it's okay. No problem.
Curious how you started. 什么时候开始信的？
I was born Muslim.
Yeah. I was born Muslim. Yeah.
So your
我是
family.
入教的。I became a Muslim about 20 years ago.
你们的家庭都是
all my family, my father was a non-practicing Buddhist, my mother is a non-practicing Catholic, and I grew up studying in a Protestant school. So I was actually very active in religion in terms of propagating Christianity before. And then when I went into university, I became involved in student politics, so I was, in political movements before. And subhanallah now, in the Philippines. I was there, during the 1986 Marcos Revolution.
I know.
Yeah.
Not the Chinese, right? But you were the Chinese?
Overseas, I was born in the Philippines.
Yeah.
So I'm essentially, my mother is Filipino. So I've had a combination of cultures.
So how about you? So your father is
Yeah, all my family are Muslim.
几年代？
几代？
几代？
All of them, as far as I can remember.
那边本子没有。
We don't have a family tree nowadays. Now I was asked yesterday or last week. I was asking my father, do we have a family tree?
Yeah.
Because we have a very special surname, Hey, like the black. And I want to know my origin. Where are we from? Like we're so special. We're different from others.
Yeah.
Normally the Hui people, the surname of the Hui people are Ma.
Yeah, Ma,
Very
Ha,
common.
Hu. But
Yeah, I want to know like Hey,
Hey.
Hey, I don't know. Yeah, it means black. So I think there must be an origin. I don't know yet.
So
We
you
don't have a family tree right now. So
But do your father know? Or do your grandfather know?
grandfather passed away already. So I only have my father and
Yeah.
But they don't know.
they know they can only tell you orally. They don't have a written.
Yeah.
But do
But
they know?
usually they are consolidating, living in a village,
In a
something.
community.
Always
yeah.
like
Yeah,
that,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
So that means there should be a long
A few
tradition of
hundred
history,
years at
300
least,
years
yes.
history, right?
Because to give you an
Every-
example,
yes.
Brother Yusuf Yu, who is an original Muslim, he's a 13th generation Muslim from Guangzhou. So they kept their family book. So I suppose he can identify himself as a 13th generation. For them, I suppose you could say that because of the upheavals during the Qing dynasty and all these
They
problems.
lost their
yeah,
identity. They lost their-
a lot of persecution may have contributed to the loss of knowledge, because normally they would know. It is a normal Chinese tradition to keep, right? Family history books. Yeah.
Unlike Lanzhou, Gansu, and we are really a small community, and around us are all Han people. That kind of our life are like Han people right now. Except that we know that we are Muslim, that we have to do prayer. We don't eat pork.
But how about the law? Do you practice the Islam law? If anyone
Yeah.
commit any crime related to Islam
Oh.
law?
No, no. In China, the whole Chinese government,
Chinese
including
law.
here in Hong Kong, you have the legal system which is from the government. And I don't think they allow more.
No Sharia law.
This is not Islamic.
No personal-
Sharia is not
Yeah.
really-
No personal law, but you are allowed to marry in the masjid, right?
Yeah.
You can register with the
Yeah.
imam, right?
Yeah.
No need to go to the. That means some extent you are allowed to practice your personal law, I mean
Yes.
Sharia law. But they won't accept it as a Sharia law, but it is their cultural, right?
Yeah.
This same thing, my culture.
And also for a difference between, in the terms of the population requirement in China, if you're a Hui Muslim or you're a minority people, whether it's Tibetan or whatever, you're allowed more than one child. You're allowed at least two. Yeah. So they have a bit more privilege.
How about Hui Muslims? They are also not allowed.
Yeah,
Two
allowed
children.
two.
Oh, they are allowed to.
And particularly for that Yunnan area, I think they allow more. That Shadian, because there was a massacre there. So I think as a compensation, yes, they have allowed more than more.
For the Hui marriage, you still have to register in government.
Oh.
Even though
Oh.
yeah.
So how about the divorce?
Divorce?
Divorce.
Yes, you have to go through the
Court.
Yeah.
Court, you cannot practice the qadi or whatever, the imam cannot decide on this
No.
matter.
Normally, no.
No. Only the judge, I mean the civil court,
Yes.
you mean the communist
Probably
court,
be similar
people's
here.
court has to decide, right?
Yeah.
This is
It will
according
probably-
to-
yeah,
Huh?
probably be similar here as well, right?
Right.
If you wanted
Yeah.
the divorce
Yes,
here,
yes,
you
yes.
couldn't just go into.
But is it also allowed
You
to
want
have four
divorce
wives?
No.
Yeah, you don't allow more than
No.
one. Yeah, right. Yeah. So they don't allow, even here as well. In Hong Kong, they don't allow more than one wife.
Right?
No, they allow
Some Hong Kong people.
Generally only one
No,
wife
I
can
mean
live in Hong
the
Kong.
government does not allow.
But Stanley Ho is having 4. Exception to Stanley Ho. Stanley Ho is having
See,
4.
that is your
Not registered.
No, that
He is
is
registered.
Not
He is
official.
official. He is official. Stanley Ho is allowed for, because his empire has been divided. Yeah, he is allowed. By
Not
law.
official name.
Official they want. Official
Not
they want.
official,
Yeah, it is
unofficial.
unofficial. But the government allowed him.
Officially is one.
Yeah, that is actually, when you consider it, that's one of the things I always tell non-Muslims, is that we tend to think very, it's a very big problem. Oh, you allow 4 wives? Wow, is that great or what? But then we don't consider the opposite side of that, is that other societies supposedly only allow one, monogamous marriage, but in fact, the situation of women is a lot worse, and the children as well, coming from those, those marriages. Because, for example, in the Philippines, you cannot divorce. So all the other children, if you had 3, other wives, would be considered quote-unquote bastards, and they would, follow all their, they would have that problem in their life all their lives. So it is I think if you're talking about, which one is more justified or just in terms of societal, I think Islam would be a better solution, because you are protecting the women and children. You are not, you might say, oh, you're protecting it because only one. It is not. Reality does not give us that picture at all. It is the opposite.
That I don't know that in Philippines you cannot divorce.
No, because it's a Catholic.
It's
It's a Catholic.
Yeah. So you actually have, 3, 4 wives or more, and
It's a concubine. You cannot be.
yes.
So,
Yeah.
so basically you can marry more, but you cannot divorce.
no. It's not legal. I'm sorry, I don't want to use the bad term, so I'm saying why. But you can use a concubine.
Same like in Hindu culture in India, you cannot.
No, I just like to know how's the condition in Philippines. So,
Same.
So they're married and they cannot divorce,
Yes.
and they can continue with others.
It's not relationship
So I-
with the women and their children.
Of course, society cannot force you, right? But it's not sanctioned by the government. That means in terms of inheritance
Yeah.
and in terms of legal and societal, acceptance, you are out of the picture.
Yeah. But there's still just one married once only.
Yeah, you can get annulled.
Everyone only one marriage once.
That is ideal, but that does not never,
And practice.
Yes.
So how about your Chinese, the other Chinese non-Muslims? Whether they ask you about Islam, they are very much.
Yeah, the most
They are
misunderstanding of Islam. Like they always ask me why the Hui
Forward.
people don't eat pork,
Oh, okay.
and they thought they saw that the pig is something that we worshipped. So I think this is a
yes.
huge misunderstanding, a common one.
Because
Yeah.
sorry. The Hindus, so they actually,
Oh, yeah. That's why they
as a comparison, they thought,
they won't eat.
Yes.
So in that way.
From Muslim side, is there any spontaneous endeavor to actually let know other people, other side, the story of Muslims?
I'm sorry. Yes. The imam in the, especially now, I've seen some imams in Xi'an, and they open the courses.
Yeah, so they do
Most
that work
online-
now.
Online courses that you can learn.
In fact, internet is a very powerful tool,
Yeah.
Yes.
right, in China.
But still they are not open for religious belief. Still they are very much, they want to be very free, no need to stubborn with some sort of trouble. Why should we go and believe this thing, that thing? So still they are very much liberated in that way. They just eat, earn, eat and enjoy. Finish.
Actually, in China now, they are realizing that there is a moral gap, because there are so many things happening in terms of like the melanin scandal and so many other food scandals in China, where the government has realized that in the absence of moral education,
Yes.
people have become, morally,
Ethical,
lacking.
Yes.
So in fact, there was I don't know if you're aware of this. There was actually probably an ideological debate going on in the Communist Party itself, because there was a news, I think a few years ago, when somebody actually was able to put a statue of Confucius, in a prominent place, and then after a few months it was taken down. So they do have that kind, and there is also the propagation of Confucian centers worldwide by the Chinese government.
Yes.
So they are trying to revive,
They debated each other inside.
Yes.
Even I saw in one restaurant, it changed. When I was entering along with the factory guys, they just put some incense or something before Mao's portrait. They say, when it has happened, Mao has become a god. You have no god, but you have become Mao as a god. Huh?
This is a tradition in China that they don't believe in anything.
But it's actually below the surface.
They are idolizing Mao Zedong,
They do
something
have
like that.
a sort of ancestor worship,
Yeah.
especially in the provinces. Yeah.
Those who come from Mao's place,
Yes.
Hubei, right?
Yes. Oh yeah, 就是那个毛泽东的那个湖北。
Hubei.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where she?
Yeah.
So I'm from Hebei.
Hebei. Sorry.
He is from Hebei.
I always say
Hebei is in the
mistake.
south, Hebei is in the north.
Yeah. I always try to mistake with this place.
Hubei, right?
Yeah. Always make a mistake, mistake with those two
Counting
provinces.
is hard.
Yes, Hebei is near the north.
So I think that
That's
we
good.
can wrap up.
Very good, yeah. That's good.
Okay, thank you very much for your
Jazakallah.
listening. And inshallah, if you have any questions, please do try to email the Kowloon Masjid. And we have the materials here for those who are late. Thank you.
And I had one.
You didn't ask any question? You didn't have any question? Huh? Oh, good. You know most of the things, right? Give me one. Give me one or two. I have someone else.
You make copy then tell me.
Because in letters, some of our guys is asking Nadia, can you send this information through email to me?
Yes, it's with the mother's USB.
Please, can you forward it? Because I just want to send to someone in India.